Hello everyone, my name is Jerez Colmos and today I'm going to give you 3 mindset shifts to help you unstruggle your juggle. But first I wanted to give you a little bit about me and my story and why I think mindset is so important and why the juggle is the biggest challenge that a mother faces. So I have got 7 and 4-year-old daughters and a 9-month-old prodigal son. And 7 years ago, after leaping into motherhood, feeling real confident and then landing on the other side, feeling like I had been punked and not properly warned, I switched career tracks and I became a mindset coach for mothers. And I was determined to normalize all the not so cute stuff, the thoughts, the behavior, the experiences, just the sides of motherhood I felt were not getting enough action. They weren't being talked about nearly enough. And so now I give mindset tools and coaching to mothers to help them manage their juggle and show up for themselves even when it gets hard. And it always does, because we're human beings as much as we like to think that we are superhuman robots. So 3 years ago, I launched the Champagne Society, which at the time was doing these luxe nights out for moms and every event had this honest conversation where I would interview a super successful mom about her juggle of motherhood and anything else. And now we're still including those conversations, but I would describe us now as an irreverent society of moms, entrepreneurial moms especially, who are normalizing, but also rising above and taking back the struggle of the juggle with littles. So personally, like I said, the juggle is what I've always found to be the most challenging part of motherhood. And that's been confirmed from coaching and interviewing hundreds of super successful moms on their experiences. Mothering on its own is either instinctive or easily crowdsourced via a Facebook group, but balancing motherhood with anything else is where you can really start to feel like you're drowning. Unless you learn right away that the most important weapons in your arsenal are your mindset and your mama intuition, which are the 2 things that I really empower women to harness for themselves and bring to every challenge that they face in motherhood. So that brings us to the 3 mindset shifts to unstruggle your juggle now that you're a mom. 1, your pre-baby expectations of yourself should not match your post-baby expectations. So littles are chaotic, unpredictable, super fun, but it's not always as easy as it looks on Instagram. Shocking, I know. So here's what we're working with. Pre-baby, if you're anything like me, you might be ambitious, type A bit of a control freak, and that's because pre-baby, you're able to control your environment. You're able to control your schedule, your social life, your body, your stamina, your career trajectory, and typically you're also bringing a set of beliefs to all challenges pre-motherhood that are unchallenged. I know I'm saying challenge a lot, but basically you are working from your childhood belief system in anything that you face pre-motherhood. And then what happens post-baby is this new belief system is activated within you that you bring to everything that you face as a mom. Not only that, but you're still the same person. You're still type A, ambitious, a control freak, probably more so, but now you've got this unstable environment and that's your child. So now you've got a schedule that changes every day or a couple of months depending on your child, a social calendar only made possible by either an angel baby or consistent, reliable childcare, also banking on a full night's sleep so that you even have the stamina to keep up with a social calendar. You hear my baby screaming in the background. You've also got a new body that you can get back to what it was, but it's gonna feel weird for a while. And a career that for me felt suddenly way less important than my kid, which goes back to that new belief system that was literally just activated within me when I became a mom that I wasn't expected. So many moms might be surprised by who they are, what they believe, what they're feeling, what they're thinking, how they want to control things after they become a mom. This is super, super normal, but it's confusing because now you are not the same person. You're not bringing the same mindset to motherhood. And so your juggle is going to be a whole lot harder if you are expecting yourself to do so. So that transition can feel super hard. That's totally normal. And I am proof that you're not only going to survive it, you might even do it 2 more times. You're going to crush it. And eventually you'll be able to somewhat control a lot of those factors again, but not without some downs. So set your expectations for ups and downs because you're a normal human, not a robot. And that's a huge transition when your entire environment and belief system changes. Second mindset shift that I want you to keep in mind is that your bandwidth is now holy. So typically a mom is juggling her children, her relationships, her ambitions, career, whatever you want to call it, and her self-care. And the reason moms report feeling so overwhelmed and exhausted is because they're saying yes to everything they said yes to before babies, except now they have a baby. And like we just discussed, everything is different. So why we're holding ourselves to the same expectations is beyond me. So that's like totally unfair. It's pressure that we're putting on ourselves that's totally unfair, totally unrealistic, makes our juggle way harder. So your bandwidth is holy. I'm giving you permission. I want you to keep in mind and suddenly, like change something about the way that you think about what you are expected to do, and give yourself permission right now to start saying no to anything that you don't want to do. Because a mom with more of what she wants to do on her schedule is happier, healthier, more patient, more whole, like she's able to care for everybody. So keep in mind that your bandwidth just got real, real, real important. Way more important than before when you were controlling everything and knew what to expect of yourself and others and could do it all. We don't want to do it all here. We want to have it all. Which brings me to my third mindset shift. Make it motherhood and instead of motherhood or, and call yourself out when you are limiting yourself because you think you can only be one thing. You are more than a mom. We may think we have to choose between what we would love for ourselves and what our kids would love from us, or what somebody else in our environment would love from us. And I'm sure you're already well acquainted with our good friend mom guilt. It's a liar. We're not going to get into that on today's call, on this video, but just trust that you know what your kid needs from you to be happy and healthy more than they do, more than your mom does, more than your mother-in-law does, more than your grandma, more than the teachers. Like, you got to trust your mom intuition and give yourself permission to be more than a mom, because no person is just one thing. That's not even healthy. That's not ideal for anybody, but moms take that on them like a badge of honor. So you get to be mom and a multifaceted woman with needs, desires, dreams, relationships, and you don't have to choose. You don't have to choose between being a mom or being who you were before motherhood. You can be both. And this gives your kids the privilege of being raised by a woman who feels whole instead of unworthy, who's, filling her cup instead of taking care of what everybody else thinks, who's trusting her own mom intuition instead of what the world is telling her she needs to be. And how cool that they're going to ripple that down to their kids someday. Like, the world needs more of that. So those three mindset shifts, again, to recap, are: 1, your pre-baby expectations of yourself should not match your post-baby expectations. 2, your bandwidth is now holy. Give yourself permission to say no to any of the stuff you don't want to do. And 3, make it motherhood and instead of motherhood or. And that's it. That's it for now. I hope wherever you are in your motherhood journey, there was just like a nugget in here that you could pocket for now or later. And for more mindset tips to unstruggle your juggle, follow along with the Champagne Society on Instagram, which is at the Champ Society. And until then, good luck. Welcome to the club. You're going to love it. Bye.